Hello and welcome to Understanding Estuaries. I'd like to tell you a few things about estuaries today. First, we're going to define what an estuary is. We're going to describe the salinity levels of those estuaries and the organisms that are so important to the habitat. First of all, an estuary's main characteristics are it's where the rivers meet the sea, meaning where fresh water is coming into salt water. It has brackish water, which means that the salinity or salt content is between 0 and 35 parts per thousand. Marine water is 35 parts per thousand, and obviously fresh water would be at 0 parts per thousand. And that fresh water is incoming from land drainage, then through creeks, and finally into rivers. And estuaries have a unique experience that they have tides or tidal influence daily, meaning in the high tide and low tide from the ocean influence. And the functions of these estuaries are super important for fisheries and recreation, that they provide nursery habitat for creatures such as shrimp and fish that are marine species. They provide food in the nutrients from the vegetation that's there. And the habitat has a muddy bottom, and that provides support for seagrasses, turtles, and crabs. The salinity levels range, like I said, from 0 coming in from the freshwater out to the ocean of greater than 25 or close to 35 parts per thousand. And there is usually a salt wedge, which is created from the density difference in the salt versus the freshwater coming in. And the life that exists in the estuary, like I said, is varied and great. Fish, juvenile species of offshore species. There's flounder, clams, oysters, ducks, birds, osprey, eagles, skimmers, all kinds of grasses, and they all utilize the nutrients here. Estuaries, these are also some of the creatures that are local. Blue crabs, sea trout, red drum, very important species that has been rescued from overfishing in the past 20 years. And jellyfish provide food sources. Turtles utilize these areas. Again, crabs and fish. And then the bird species, the brown pelicans, have made a large comeback from the problems associated with the pesticide known as DDT. And then you have osprey that eat the fish that are in the area, as well as the blue heron, which is a great hunter you can see along the shoreline. The salinity that changes over time is based on how much is incoming from the fresh water into the salt water. And it's based on droughts, seasons, the tides, and weather. And I hope you've gained some insight on how important estuaries are and what a wonderful ecosystem they are.